Hi folks, Larry here and welcome to Larry's Fountain Pen Review. Today I'm going to show you my pen carry and pen case carry as well. So let's get started with this, and we're going to focus down here. Alright, here you see 5 fingers. That's it, goodbye. No, I'm just kidding you. Okay, here on the first pen case carry is the Pen Boutique exclusive, the Yak. I've done a video on this, and I'm telling you, for 70 bucks, you're going to get a top-notch quality, well-made pen case carry that will protect your pens, and I've been using this religiously. Okay. Alright, so we'll unzip it, and this is what it looks like inside. Okay. And here are 10 of the pens I'm carrying, so let me get my Lockbeat journal. Is one of my favorite all-time journals that I use religiously. It goes with me everywhere. And I just want to say it's really very well put together, planned, thought about, and I'm loving it. So let me get ready here because I've got all my pens that I'm going to be talking about right there. And here we go with the first one's going to be the Mont Blanc 149. Okay, and here is the Mont Blanc 149, one of my newest additions with a broad nib, and I'm telling you, I'm really loving the pen. And then the ink I'm using in this one is going to be the Mont Blanc Around the World in 80 Days. Another fabulous ink from Mont Blanc. And then my next one, which I'm truly loving, is the Parker 51, the next generation, with a 14K medium nib. And the ink inside is going to be the Parker Quaint Black. Really a nice shade of black ink. Then the next one is my Dynamite Lamy Dialogue with a 14K fine nib. Really a super supreme fine nib. No complaints. Love the pen. And the ink I'm using it is the Lamy Paradox. Very good. And my next one, here we go. It's going to be the one and only, the Pilot Custom 743 with a 14K nib. Love it, love it, love it. And the ink I'm using, which I'm going to butcher it, is the Pilot Kuajaka. I know that's probably pronounced wrong, but so I'll get over it. And then my next one in line, number 5, is the Pilot Custom 74 with a 14K medium nib. A delightful, beautiful nib. You know, my Pilots are kicking, let me tell you. Very nice. And I'm using the Pilot Anniversary Limited Edition ink in that one. And the next one is going to be another Pilot, the Pilot Custom 74 with a 14K fine nib. And let me tell you, this fine nib really blew me away. Smooth, wet, just a beautiful fine nib. And I'm not a big on fine nibs, only on certain nibs, and this one is exceptional in my opinion. And the ink I'm using on this one is going to be the Pilot Yamabudo. I think I said that one right finally. Now here's a very cool, interesting pen. The Pilot Justice 95. And this pen has a 14K gold nib, and you can use either hard or soft. And right now I'm using the soft nib on it, and really a super great pen. And the ink I'm using is the Mont Blanc Royal Blue. As we move on, I have the Edison Perlet with a broad nib, and this would be more of a pocket pen, in my opinion, that I would call it. And I'm using really a nice, beautiful ink called the Birmingham Polar Bear or Polar Blue ink. But I always call it the Polar Bear, or I've called it the Polar Bear Blue. Why? I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of, when I see polar, I always kind of associate that with the polar bears. So that's where I get that at. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little different, but that's okay. I'm unique. And here's a little baby mama for you right here. The Noodler's Conrad with a flex nib. Right, and this is the chimney of fire here. One, and with a, of course, Noodler's Bay State Blue. And last but not least, here comes the Diplomat Arrow with a broad nib. This is the silver color version of it with the Robert Oyster Signature Frankly Blue. Okay, and that was an anniversary ink, I believe, for Frank from Federalist Pens and Paper, which you can pick up at his store. And then I'll be right back to go on with the rest of them. Okay, now for the rest of my pens, yeah, I'm not done yet. You saw the first 10. So right here is the Lockbee pen case. And it has little pockets in here. You can put pens in here. You can put cards in here, whatever your heart desires on this pocket. And with a nice zip. And I've been using this for a good while. And it's, again, made super great. And it takes a beat and keeps on ticking. So Lockbee really has some great products. Check them out. So here's my pen carry. Okay, so we're going to start with the FPR Japar V2. And this one right now is the rollerball. So you can switch out the nibs and you can make it into a fountain pen. Let me talk a bit about this rollerball. I've decided to leave this pen as a rollerball. I am getting best of both worlds. I'm getting a fountain pen and I'm getting a juicy rollerball, which for me works really great because I'm thinking, wow, is this really a rollerball? It feels like a fountain pen. So that's my thing. If you're interested, check out Fountain Pen Revolution. And don't forget to use the Larry 15 code for 15% off. Can't beat that with the stick. So, and then we're going to go with the
Tenoshi.
The FPR Tenoshi with a medium nib. Oh, and let me go back to this blue one. On the Japar, I'm sorry, V2 has the FPR Royal Flush Blue there. Now the Tenoshi right here, and this is going to be the Ruby White, and with a medium nib, and the ink I'm using in this one is the FPR Firecracker Red. You know, I love all the inks at Fountain Pen Revolution. Great inks, great colors, they pop. It's everything that I want in the ink and at an affordable price. Alright, so then we're going to go with the Diplomat Magnum with a fine nib. And let me tell you, this fine nib blew me away. Now this was gifted to Mr. Announcer from Troy LaPlante. And I wouldn't trade the nib for nothing. Soft, wet, beautiful nib. It's just perfecto. And I just had to use it. So that's why I've used it. When I get through using it, I'll try to give it back to Mr. Announcer. Beautiful nib on it. Beautiful nib. I am totally impressed. And I'm using the FBR Classic Black ink on that. And we got one more left. And that's another FPR Trevini Ebonite with a 1.0 nib, and I'm using the FPR Firecracker red ink in it. So I've told you about my pen carries. I've been pen carrying, and I've showed you a few of the pen cases that I'm using, and the journal that I'm using, that I've been using. And you know, once you ever buy these products, you're going to say, well, they speak for themselves. They really are great products at a great value. But again, I can't emphasize enough how impressed I am with the Yak from Pen Boutique. Really, really a beautiful, gorgeous, well-made pen case. And for 70 bucks, you can get this pen case. Now, there's pen cases that cost $270, $279 with high brand names on them, which I won't say the name. And this pen case is one that I would say, why would I spend $279 for that pen case? Because of the name, when I can get the Yank for $70? Come on now, holds 10 pens. Beautiful. I mean, it really is gorgeous. So that's going to be it for today, my friends. And then when I change out pen cases with my new pen carry, I will give you a shout so you can see what I'm carrying then. So, peace, love, and my friends, stay safe. And please, don't text and don't drive. And be kind to a stranger. Bye-bye.